Good morning, dear friend. Before this prayer begins, I want to tell you something your heart may need to hear right now. One moment with God can change what months of worry could not change. This morning is not ordinary, and you are not here by accident. You may have awakened with concerns already waiting for you, thoughts already racing through your mind, questions already asking for answers, and burdens already pressing on your spirit before your feet even touch the floor. Maybe there is something in your life that feels delayed, something you have prayed about again and again, something you hoped would turn around by now. Maybe you have smiled in front of others while quietly carrying stress no one can fully see. Maybe you are tired of being strong. Maybe you are tired of waiting. Maybe you are tired of wondering when God will move in the area that matters most to you. If that is where you are today, then stay here with me for these next few moments. Because sometimes the greatest miracles begin in the quiet place where a weary heart decides to trust again. God sees what people miss. He sees the bills that concern you. He sees the relationship that weighs on you. He sees the health report that frightened you. He sees the pressure at work, the uncertainty about tomorrow, the silent tears, the prayers whispered into the darkness, and the faith you have tried to hold together one day at a time. Nothing about your struggle is hidden from Him. Nothing about your story is forgotten. Nothing about your need is too small or too complicated for His care. This is why you do not need to start this Friday in fear. You do not need to begin this day believing that nothing can change. You do not need to assume that because yesterday was difficult, today must be the same. The God who made heaven and earth still moves in real lives, in real homes, in real situations, and in real hearts. He still opens doors no one expected. He still brings peace where anxiety tried to settle. He still provides where resources looked too low. He still restores what looked worn down. He still strengthens the person who thought they had nothing left to give. And dear friend, He is able to move. In your life today, maybe you cannot see the answer yet. Maybe the timeline has stretched longer than you wanted. Maybe the silence has felt confusing. But silence does not mean absence. And delay does not mean denial. While you were sleeping, God was still working. While you were worrying, God was still faithful. While you were trying to hold everything together, God was already holding you together. This morning, do not measure what is possible by what you can see in front of you. Measure it by the goodness and power of the one who walks with you. Your miracle may begin as renewed peace. It may begin as unexpected favor. It may begin as wisdom for the next step. It may begin as strength to keep going. It may begin as one phone call, one open door, one healed conversation, one new opportunity, one lifted burden, one fresh breath of hope. However it begins, know this: God knows how to move in ways you did not expect. So quiet your heart now. Release the pressure to figure everything out. Let your shoulders rest. Let your breathing slow. Let hope rise again in your spirit. Because this Friday is still in God's hands, and the story of your life is not finished. Dear friend, as you continue to settle your heart in the presence of God, I want you to remember something powerful today. Heaven is not confused about your situation. What feels uncertain to you is already clear to the Lord. What seems delayed to you is still under His timing. What feels heavy to you is not too heavy for His hands. Sometimes the hardest part of faith is not believing that God can do great things. The hardest part is believing that He will do something in your own life, in your own circumstances, in the place where you feel tired, overlooked, or discouraged. Yet this is where faith becomes personal. This is where trust moves from words into surrender. Perhaps you have carried concerns for so long that they started to feel normal. Perhaps stress has become such a daily companion that peace feels unfamiliar. Perhaps disappointment has whispered to you so many times that hope has grown quiet. But today, in this moment, God is inviting you to lift your eyes again. He is inviting you to remember that no season lasts forever. He is inviting you to believe that one touch of His favor can shift what looked stuck. One moment of His grace can restore what felt drained. One act of His goodness can open what seemed closed. Dear friend, there is a reason your heart was led here today. The Lord knows how to meet people in ordinary mornings and turn them into sacred turning points. He knows how to bring courage to the anxious mind. He knows how to bring direction to the confused heart. He knows how to bring provision where resources seem thin. He knows how to bring healing where weariness has lingered. He knows how to breathe fresh life into places that felt dry and forgotten. So before we go any further, I want to invite you into a simple prophetic act of faith. Write this in the comments with sincerity and expectation. My God is moving in my life today. Write it even if you do not see the evidence yet. Write it even if your emotions feel uncertain. Write it as an act of agreement with the goodness of God. There is something powerful when the heart speaks faith before the eyes see results. There is something strengthening when you declare hope in the middle of waiting. Let those words become your reminder today that your story is still in motion and God is still at work. And if this prayer is blessing your spirit, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to walk with us each day. We are building a daily habit of beginning the morning with peace, truth, and the presence of God. Sometimes consistency is the very place where strength returns. Sometimes returning each day is how the soul learns to rest again. Dear friend, do not underestimate what God can do through simple moments of daily faithfulness. One prayer at a time, one morning at a time, one surrendered burden at a time, the Lord can rebuild confidence, renew joy, and steady your steps. So breathe deeply right now. Let your heart slow down. Release the pressure to know every answer before noon, before next week, before next month. You do not need to carry the whole future this morning. You only need grace for today, and grace is exactly what God gives in abundance. As this day unfolds, expect His kindness to meet you. Expect His wisdom to guide you. Expect His peace to guard you. Expect His hand to move in ways you may not have imagined. Dear friend, let the truth of God's word settle deeply into your heart right now, because when emotions are loud, truth must become louder. The book of Jeremiah says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for peace and not for harm, to give you a future and a hope." Those words were spoken to people who had lived through uncertainty, delay, and hardship. They needed to know that confusion was not the final chapter and struggle was not the end of their story. In the same way, perhaps you need to hear today that God still knows the plans He has for you. Even if your calendar feels unclear, even if your circumstances feel unsettled, even if your heart has carried disappointment, the Lord has not misplaced your future. He has not forgotten your name. He has not stepped away from the details of your life. Proverbs also tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths." Sometimes the pressure comes because you are trying to understand everything before peace can come. You want to know how it will happen, when it will happen, why it happened this way, and what every next step should be. But peace does not begin when you understand everything. Peace begins when you trust the one who already understands everything. There are seasons when the path ahead looks foggy, but the shepherd still knows the road. There are mornings when answers feel far away, but wisdom is still available. There are moments when doors seem closed, but the Lord is still able to guide you toward what is right and keep you from what is wrong. Isaiah says, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall rise up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not grow weary. They shall walk and not faint." Notice that the promise is not only for those who sprint ahead. It is also for those who wait. It is for those who feel slow. It is for those who are tired. It is for those who only have enough strength for the next step. Dear friend, if all you have today is enough strength for one faithful step, that is enough. God meets people one step at a time. Psalm 90 says, "Let the favor of the Lord our God rest upon us, and establish the work of our hands." There is something beautiful in that prayer. It reminds you that your effort is not meant to stand alone. Your work, your decisions, your responsibilities, your conversations, your responsibilities at home, your plans for the future, all of it can be touched by divine favor. What you cannot force, God can bless. What you cannot arrange, God can align. What you cannot sustain in your own power, God can strengthen by grace. So do not believe the lie that you are facing this day alone. Do not believe the lie that only human effort can carry you. Do not believe the lie that because progress feels slow, nothing is happening. Roots grow quietly before fruit appears. Foundations are built before the house is seen. God often works beneath the surface before the visible change arrives. Let these scriptures become an anchor for your mind today. The Lord has plans for peace. The Lord directs paths. The Lord renews strength. The Lord establishes what he blesses. And because that is true, you can breathe again. You can unclench your heart. You can release the fear that everything depends on you. Your life is still under the care of a faithful God who knows exactly how to lead you forward. Dear friend, there is a truth many people do not talk about enough. Sometimes the most exhausting battles are not around you. They are within you. It is possible to keep smiling while feeling worn down inside. It is possible to keep showing up while quietly carrying fear. It is possible to keep handling responsibilities while wondering how much longer you can do it. Maybe that is where you are right now. Maybe your body is moving through the routine of the day, but your heart feels tired. Maybe you have been strong for everyone else, yet deep inside you are longing for someone to strengthen you. Maybe you have prayed before, hoped before, believed before, and because the answer did not come when you expected, disappointment slowly settled into the room of your heart. This is one of the enemy's favorite strategies, not always to stop you in one moment, but to wear you down little by little until you expect less, pray less, hope less, and dream less. Yet, dear friend, weariness is real, but it does not have to become your identity. Delay may be part of your story, but it is not the end of your story. There are seasons when life can feel like one long stretch of unanswered questions. You may ask why certain doors closed. You may wonder why some people walked away. You may question why progress seems slower for you than for others. You may compare your timeline to someone else's and feel left behind. But comparison will drain peace from your soul every single time. God writes stories with wisdom that cannot be measured by another person's calendar. What he is doing in you may be deeper than what you can presently see around you. Sometimes while you are asking for speed, God is building strength. While you are asking for immediate change, God is forming character. While you are asking for the whole picture, God is teaching trust one day at a time. Dear friend, do not misread the season simply because it feels difficult. A seed beneath the soil looks hidden before it becomes fruitful. A foundation under the ground looks invisible before it becomes a home. Much of God's finest work happens where human eyes cannot yet celebrate it. Maybe you have felt forgotten. Maybe you have thought others are moving ahead while you remain in the same place. Maybe you have wondered if your prayers still matter after repeating them so many times. Hear this clearly today. Every sincere prayer matters. Every tear seen by God matters. Are never affected. Bring your real heart before the Lord. Bring the tired places, the confused places, the discouraged places, the places where hope has grown thin. God is not intimidated by honest weakness. In fact, many people discover his strength most clearly where their own strength ran out. The story is not over because you feel weary. The road is not finished because progress feels slow. This chapter may feel quiet, but quiet chapters often prepare the most meaningful turning points. So lift your eyes again, dear friend. Grace is still present. Help is still near. And the God who carried you this far is still able to carry you forward. Dear friend, hear this with an open heart today. The silence you have experienced is not the absence of God. Just because you have not seen the answer yet does not mean heaven has ignored your prayer. Just because the road has felt slow does not mean you are abandoned. Just because the outcome has not appeared on your timeline does not mean the Lord is inactive. Many people mistake quiet seasons for empty seasons, but some of the most important work God does happens where human eyes cannot yet detect it. Roots grow before branches rise. Foundations are laid before walls appear. Dawn begins before the sun is fully seen. In the same way, the Lord often moves beneath the surface before visible change arrives. Maybe you have asked, Lord, where are you in this? Maybe you have wondered why certain prayers seem delayed. Maybe you have questioned whether your faith has been too small or your waiting has been too long. But dear friend, the measure of God's faithfulness is not determined by one difficult chapter. His goodness is deeper than your current confusion. His wisdom reaches beyond what you can presently understand. There are details being arranged that you do not yet know. There are closed doors that were protection, not punishment. There are pauses that were preparation, not rejection. There are delays that prevented wrong timing and redirected you toward better timing. Sometimes later, you will look back and thank God for what He did not allow as much as for what He did allow. This is why you must guard your heart against hopelessness today. Hopelessness tries to convince you that tomorrow will only repeat yesterday. Hopelessness says nothing changes, nothing opens, nothing improves. But faith speaks differently. Faith says God can shift a season in one moment. Faith says one conversation can matter. Burden you have explained to no one. Bring the concern that returns in the middle of the night. Bring the question that has followed you from one day to the next. Bring the situation that seems too tangled, too delayed, too exhausting, or too far beyond your control. You do not have to clean it up before you place it in His hands. You do not have to solve it before you pray about it. You do not have to become stronger first in order to come honestly before the Lord. This is the beauty of grace. God welcomes the weary, the uncertain, the stretched thin, and the person who simply needs help. So take a slow breath right now and in your heart begin to release what has weighed on you. If it is financial pressure, place it before Him. If it is a family concern, place it before Him. If it is a relationship that feels strained, place it before Him. If it is fear about the future, place it before Him. If it is emotional heaviness that you cannot fully explain, place it before Him. If it is disappointment from prayers not yet answered, place that there too. Nothing surrendered to God is wasted. Nothing entrusted to Him is ignored. Sometimes the soul becomes tired not because life is impossible, but because it was never meant to carry everything without divine help. Dear friend, you were not designed to hold the whole world on your shoulders. You were created to walk with God one day at a time. So release the pressure to manage every outcome. Release the need to know how every detail will unfold. Release the habit of replaying worst-case scenarios in your mind. Release the fear that says if you stop worrying, everything will fall apart. Worry has never sustained your life. God's faithfulness has sustained your life. Anxiety has never held your future together. God's mercy has held your future together. Even now, as you surrender these things, the Lord is able to give clarity where thoughts felt crowded, steadiness where emotions felt shaky, patience where frustration had grown, and courage where fear tried to settle in. There are moments when surrender feels small, but in heaven it is powerful. It is the heart saying, Lord, I trust you more than I trust my panic. Lord, I trust you more than I trust appearances. Lord, I trust you more than I trust my own limited understanding. This kind of surrender opens room for peace to enter. It opens room for wisdom to speak. It opens room for hope to breathe again. Dear friend, imagine placing every burden into the capable hands of a loving Father who never grows tired, never becomes confused, never runs out of resources, and never overlooks His children. That is the God who invites you now. You may not know what happens next week or next month, but you can know who walks with you today. You may not see the whole answer yet, but you can receive grace for the next step. You may not control every circumstance, but you can rest in the one who remains sovereign over every circumstance. So let your heart soften now. Let your clenched thoughts loosen. Let your breathing become calm. Let the room within you make space for trust again. The burden feels different when it is carried with God. The road feels different when it is walked with God. The future feels different when it is entrusted to God. And what seemed impossible in your own hands becomes entirely possible in His. Dear friend, now let faith rise in your heart before results appear, because some of the most powerful moments with God happen when you choose to trust Him ahead of visible evidence. This is the place where many people turn back, but it can become the very place where your strength returns. You may not see every answer yet, but you can still stand in confidence. You may not know how everything will unfold, but you can still declare that the Lord is working. You may not feel everything changing around you this instant, but something holy can begin changing within you right now. Faith often starts quietly, like a sunrise before the sky is fully bright. It begins in the heart that says, Lord, I believe you are good even here. Lord, I believe you are near even now. Lord, I believe you are moving even when I cannot trace every step. Dear friend, speak life over your day instead of fear. Speak hope over your future instead of dread. Speak peace over your mind instead of confusion. Speak blessing over your home instead of heaviness. There is power in agreeing with the truth of God rather than the panic of the moment. So declare with me now in your heart, my life is in God's hands. My steps are being guided. My needs are being seen. My prayers are being heard. My future is not abandoned. My peace will not be stolen. My joy will return. My strength will be renewed. Doors that belong in my life will open in the right time. Paths that are not for me will close by God's mercy. What is meant for my good will not miss me. What God has prepared cannot be undone by fear, delay, or doubt. Dear friend, let these words wash over the tired places in your soul. You are not powerless today. Through Christ, you can choose trust over torment, gratitude over gloom, steadiness over panic, and hope over despair. The circumstances around you may still be unfolding, but you do not need to wait for everything outside you to change before peace enters within you. The Lord can anchor your heart right in the middle of unfinished situations. He can steady your thoughts in the middle of unanswered questions. He can strengthen your spirit while the process continues. This is why faith is so precious. It allows you to live with confidence before conclusions arrive. It allows you to rest while details are still forming. It allows you to walk forward while the path is still being revealed step by step. Dear friend, reject the lie that you must feel perfect certainty before moving ahead. Many times, courage simply means taking the next faithful step while trusting God with the rest. So today, expect grace for each hour. Expect wisdom for each decision. Expect favor in conversations. Expect calm in moments that once triggered worry. Expect endurance where you once felt weak. Expect divine help in places where human effort has felt limited. Lift your head now and let your heart agree with heaven. The Lord is still your shepherd. The Lord is still your provider. The Lord is still your defender. The Lord is still your healer of weary places. The Lord is still your source of joy. The Lord is still your guide into what is next. Therefore, you can move through this day with a peaceful confidence that does not depend on circumstances. You can walk gently, breathe deeply, and trust fully. Before you ever see the full answer, let faith become your answer today. And before the evidence appears, let gratitude rise for the God who is already at work. Dear friend, let this moment become a holy pause in your day, a place where your soul stops striving and begins receiving. You have carried enough. You have thought enough. You have worried enough. Now let peace settle over you like gentle morning light. The Lord is not asking you to force the future into place. He is inviting you to rest in His presence while He leads you forward. There is a calm that does not come from having every answer. There is a calm that comes from knowing who holds the answers. There is a peace that does not depend on circumstances being perfect. There is a peace that flows from the steady goodness of God. Receive that peace now. Let it move through the rooms of your heart that have felt crowded with pressure. Let it touch the thoughts that have been running in circles. Let it reach the places where disappointment tried to build a home. Let it soften the inner tension you have carried for too long. Dear friend, you do not have to keep living braced for bad news. You do not have to keep expecting every door to close. You do not have to keep assuming that struggle is the only thing ahead. Today, choose a new expectation. Choose to believe that kindness can meet you. Choose to believe that help can find you. Choose to believe that opportunities can arise. Choose to believe that restoration can begin quietly and beautifully. Choose to believe that God still delights in doing good for His children. Let this become your declaration now. I release fear and receive peace. I release striving and receive grace. I release confusion and receive wisdom. I release heaviness and receive strength. I release delay and receive trust in God's perfect timing. I release what I cannot control and receive the comfort of God's control. Dear friend, there are blessings that arrive gently. Not every miracle enters with noise. Some come as renewed energy after long fatigue. Some come as a clear thought after weeks of confusion. Some come as reconciliation where distance had grown. Some come as provision at the right moment. Some come as courage to begin again. Some come as unexpected favor in ordinary places. Some come as deep peace that steadies you before anything visible changes. Never underestimate quiet blessings. They are still blessings. Never underestimate small beginnings. They often carry the seeds of larger answers. As this day continues, move with calm confidence. Speak kindly. Walk steadily. Refuse to let panic set the tone of your hours. Refuse to let old disappointment narrate your future. Refuse to let fear become the loudest voice in your mind. Instead, let gratitude speak. Let truth speak. Let hope speak. Let the promises of God speak louder than passing emotions. Dear friend, the Lord can do more in one day than worry can do in 1,000 thoughts. He can restore what stress has drained. He can open what frustration could not move. He can guide where confusion had stalled you. He can refresh where exhaustion had settled in. So breathe deeply again. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart become still. Let your soul remember that you are cared for, guided, and deeply seen. This day is not random. Your steps are not unnoticed. Your prayers are not wasted. Grace is already present. Mercy is already new. And goodness is already moving toward you. Walk into the rest of this day expecting quiet miracles, timely favor, renewed strength, and the peaceful companionship of a faithful God. Dear friend, as we come to the close of this time together, let your heart hold on to the truth that has been spoken over you today. Do not let this moment fade as just another few minutes in your schedule. Let it become a marker of renewed faith, renewed peace, and renewed expectation. The same God who met you here will go with you into every hour ahead. He will be with you in every conversation, every responsibility, every decision, every unexpected moment, and every place where you need strength. You do not leave His presence when this prayer ends. You carry His presence with you into the rest of your day. So remember the declaration you made earlier and speak it again with confidence. My God is moving in my life today. Say it when fear tries to return. Say it when delay tries to discourage you. Say it when you do not yet see the answer. Say it when doors seem slow to open. Say it when your heart needs courage. My God is moving in my life today. Those words are not empty. They are in agreement with the faithfulness of heaven. They are a reminder that God is still active, still present, still wise, and still good. Dear friend, I bless your mind with peace today. May anxious thoughts lose their grip, and may calm understanding settle over you. I bless your heart with courage today. May disappointment be replaced with fresh hope. I bless your home with harmony today. May kindness fill your rooms, and may grace rest upon every relationship connected to you. I bless your work and responsibilities today. May favor meet you where effort alone could not carry you. May wisdom guide your choices, and may strength sustain your energy. I bless your finances today. May provision come in the right ways and at the right times. I bless your body with renewed strength and your soul with deep rest. I bless the places where you have felt delayed. May the Lord redeem time, restore confidence, and bring beautiful progress. I bless the prayers you have whispered privately. May you see that none of them were wasted. I bless the tears no one else noticed. May the God who saw them comfort you richly. I bless the dreams that felt buried. May the Lord breathe life into what is meant for your future. Dear friend, walk into this day knowing that you are not forgotten, not abandoned, not overlooked, and not alone. The hand of God is still upon your life. His mercy is still new this morning. His grace is still sufficient for every challenge ahead. His love is still constant when emotions change. His wisdom is still available when answers seem far away. His timing is still perfect even when patience is being stretched. So go forward gently and confidently. Take one faithful step at a time. Expect goodness in unexpected places. Expect strength in moments that once made you weary. Expect peace to guard you. Expect grace to carry you. Expect the Lord to surprise you with kindness. And whenever doubt whispers, answer it again. My God is moving in my life today. Father, thank you for your presence, for your peace, for your care, and for the work you are already doing in every listener's life. Cover them, guide them, strengthen them, and bless them throughout this day. Let joy rise, let hope remain, and let peace abound. In Jesus' name, amen.